I ordered a book called How to Scam People Online. It's been 6 months now and I haven't received it
yet. And you're still waiting.
Most of us, if not all, have been scammed, duped, or tricked in some shape or form. Personally, I once bought a compact treadmill from Facebook ad and received a towel. Not even a fancy towel. It's just a sad folded disappointment in a plastic bag. You'd think I'd learn, but no. Next was a fake SM7B mic from Facebook Marketplace. I didn't even know people counterfeited microphones, but I guess when something gets popular enough, someone will find a way to profit off the illusion. Needless to say, I've left Facebook. Between the scams, the gossip, and the endless comparison loop, it started feeling less like a social network and more like a bazaar run by scammers and oversharers. And that's the thing, everything feels like a scam nowadays. You sign up for a free trial, forget to cancel, and suddenly you're being billed every month for an app you used exactly once. Influencers push miracle products with wide eyed sincerity, making it seem like this thing will fix your whole life, and maybe even your childhood. Meanwhile, the phone you bought with hopes of lasting for years, it starts glitching just after the warranty expires. Unlike the old school bricks from the early 2000s that could survive a tumble down the stairs and double as a self defense weapon. Luxury? That's its own genre of delusion. Not even handmade, rare, or durable top quality, but a piece that's just overpriced by design. Even buying fast food isn't safe anymore. The payment scheme flips around, silently pressuring you into a minimum 15 to 20% tip for counter service. And somehow you feel guilty saying no. Then there's dating, which used to be about connection and not deception. Now, it's Tinder swindler documentaries and catfishing schemes. Behind the filtered profiles are sometimes people playing emotional chess, or worse, draining savings account. And financial institutions? It's not just banks anymore. It's payday lenders, shady credit repair services, fintech apps with cute branding but predatory fine print. The result is the same: fees you didn't see coming, refinancing that leaves you worse off, loans that grow faster than your paycheck, just to name a few. It's no surprise so many people are walking around jaded, suspicious, and tired of being tricked in broad daylight. We're living in a world where deception feels built in. In this video, we'll explore why so much of life seems rigged, how scam culture became normalized, the emotional and financial toll it's taking, and of course, what we can actually do about it. No upsell or funnel here, just the truth. Welcome to This Might Be Why, where we unpack the strange, the overlooked, and the uncomfortably true parts of modern life. Let's get into it. Remember when you could buy a product and that was the end of it? Now it feels like everything comes with a monthly charge. From music and movies, to razors, groceries, heated seats, and even your printer. The average person now juggles 8 plus subscriptions, spending about 118 per month, though most think they only spend 86. But the reality, it's closer to 219 per month on average, half of which you probably don't even remember signing up for. It's not just sell it and forget it, it's set it and regret it. From apps that auto renew after free trials, to websites hiding the cancel button like it's a national secret, everything's designed to stay invisible until it drains your account. Businesses have realized that hooking us with a low monthly fee instead of a high one time price lowers our guard. It feels affordable until you're paying for 10 plus different subscriptions. Take BMW for example. In 2023, they proposed a plan to charge $18 per month for heated seats, a feature already physically installed in the car. The outrage was swift and brutal. One board member later admitted customers felt they were being charged twice. BMW scrapped the idea, but the fact that it got that far speaks volumes. They instead focused their attention to functions on demand, on software and service related products that require data transmission that customers are used to paying for in other areas. The key word here being used to paying, features they can charge because people think it's well justified and normal. Companies don't just want your money once, they want it again and again and again. HP, not to be outdone, took it further.
I went to print like a packing label or something, and it just wouldn't print at all. And I couldn't, there's no message on my computer that was explaining it.
And the ink is completely full. I replaced it like last week.
And the reason it's not printing says payment method needs updating.
Cannot print with the installed cartridge. As you can see, this page is printed fine.
That's infuriating.
Yeah,
I would be so mad if I'm trying to print something out and my printer is like keeps printing out a page that says I can't print. I won't print.
I won't print, exactly.
New printers often refuse to work unless you're subscribed to their ink delivery plan. If you cancel, the printer locks up even if you have full cartridge. It's like paying rent on your own ink. This logic is always the same. It sounds cheap up front, but becomes a never-ending payment cycle. And when it's time to cancel, good luck. Some services require a phone call, which is not good for introverts like me, a 10-step maze, or even a snail mail letter just to stop a $4.99 charge. This model preys on inertia, and it works. One study found the average American wastes $200 per year on unused subscriptions. It's not just financially draining, it's psychologically exhausting because you feel tricked. No wonder people are fed up. Subscription fatigue is the new burnout. And even when your printer holds your documents hostage, unless you cough up a fee, you start to realize the scam isn't just the charge, it's the system. The Federal Trade Commission tried to interfere with a click-to-cancel rule, demanding that canceling be as easy as signing up. But in 2025, industry pushed back, blocked its enforcement. So for now, it's still on us to stay vigilant. Set those calendar reminders to cancel trials, review your card statements for sneaky renewals, and be cautious of any service that's too eager to get your credit card on file. Remember, they're not your friends.
On time, if you answered talent, good looks, and a wicked personality,
You're wrong.
sure, all those things likely help, but they won't get you to the top. To become a super influencer, to be handed free Hermes handbags.
I never in my life thought I would own a Birkin, and now I was gifted one.
First, they basically gave me a lifetime supply of the Cushion Foundation. When I reviewed this, their sales skyrocketed. But when I opened it up and realized it was a Birkin, was I just gifted a Birkin?
To live in a mansion and drive a Porsche. Or 3, you need to know how to manipulate, how to appear relatable. Make those silly little followers think you're just like them. Make them trust you. Make them love you. Then, you need to know how to appeal to brands.
Morphe. Morphe store. Morphe.
Morphe.
Morphe store.
You need to be comfortable with saying and doing just about anything to maintain your status as a super influencer.
Remember when a friend's recommendation actually meant something? These days, it's harder to tell if someone loves a product or is just paid to say so.
Hey guys, I think I just found the best Italian place here in San Diego.
Influencer culture blurred the line between honest advice and scripted ads. And now, it's starting to feel like another subscription scam in disguise.
And beautiful, even though this video was actually filmed at 4 p.m. It's shower time. Here are some pretty videos of water running and of course the product. Because I already did my hair and makeup, I'm not actually taking a shower. But as long as you believe it, it still sells. Here's a video of me getting out of the shower because it's really important for my bank account that you believe all of this. After my shower, it's time to put on my favorite outfit that is linked in my bio for you to buy. After I'm dressed, it's time to make some breakfast. I want my followers to believe that I eat healthy and clean. So I'm going to show you guys a video of some berries and oats. Can't forget the green juice, which of course I'm not going to drink because that stuff tastes like shit.
We've seen this bait and switch play out in full. Billy McFarland's Fry Festival was sold as a luxury music escape in the Bahamas, hyped by top models and influencers. But what did the ticket holders get? Fema tents and cold cheese sandwiches. It wasn't just a logical disaster. It was a masterclass in influencer-driven deception. It doesn't stop there. Hi Smile built viral hype for its teeth whitening kits through celebrity endorsements. Reviews? Mixed at best. But when the marketing's louder than the truth, disappointment gets buried under bright smiles and brand deals.
They're scamming you. That's right, this company, High Smile, has been scamming you guys for so long, and now that I'm seeing these ads starting to go around the web again, I think it's time to do my public service announcement once more. I mean, where do I even start with this company? First, we have their V34 color corrector, which, yes, I have had it, we've tried it, we made videos, it's crap. It doesn't work. And what really just makes me mad is their blatant use of false advertisement. It's illegal in America, by the way. I don't know how they haven't gotten sued for this. But anyways, what they do is they purposely Photoshop and manipulate the photos to make them look like the yellow is magically turning white with post-production. And even their employees have came out to me and told me that they don't like the way that they do this because they think it's unethical. Their PAP plus whitening doesn't work. I know that they try and say that it does, but it doesn't. It just dries out the tooth and make it look white. But they'll still sell it to you, telling you that it is. And lastly, their toothpaste, don't even get me started on the toothpaste. Their toothpaste is the most generic, fluoride, basic level toothpaste in the world. But here's where they get you. They charge you so much more for it, even though it's super cheap to make a fluoride toothpaste. And something like a Crest tube or any other tube at the store, I want you to look at how much is in it. This one almost has 4 ounces. In fact, the toothpaste that we're coming out with in the future has 4 ounces. I want you to look at how much they're charging you for how much toothpaste is in their tubes. They only give you 2 ounces in that little pump tube of cheapo depot fluoride toothpaste that you can get at the Dollar Tree, but they charge you like $8 for it. So false blatant advertisement, check. Crappy products that don't work with some marketing buzzwords to make you think that they do, check. 3, scamming you and skimming you on as much amounts are in there and making you pay, thinking that you're getting a full 3 months of toothpaste, but you're only getting half of that, check.
Even Alo Yoga got dragged into $150 million lawsuit for allegedly using influencer promotions to inflate prices without disclosing the partnership. Sometimes the influencers or celebrities don't even know they're involved. In the GMA face cream scam, scammers used doctored clips of anchors and celebrities to push fake beauty products, misleading consumers into thinking they were endorsed by the trusted public figures. The result is a web of deception wrapped in fake authority and glossy design.
No idea about. I feel so violated.
I saw the ad stating that she was going to be leaving Good Morning America and working on her skincare line.
Brenda Devlin says in June she purchased 2 items she thought were created by Lara.
I like Laura, and I thought, oh, I'll give her a try for her product.
She says the so-called trial offer, just $4.95 for each product.
I didn't realize it was a subscription.
And she says those auto shipments cost her nearly $90 per product.
Parasocial trust, which is our tendency to feel close to people we follow online, has become a goldmine. We trust humans more than brands, and both companies and scammers have figured that out. When a product recommendation comes from someone who feels relatable, it's easier to mistake marketing for genuine advice, especially when it's framed as casual, just sharing what works for me kind of post. This strategy works, but it's wearing thin. A 2025 study showed that over half of consumers are now less likely to trust influencer endorsement, especially when they're paid. We're all developing what you might call influencer fatigue. The vibe has shifted from, wow, I need that, to who's cashing in here? And that skepticism is healthy, but exhausting. Because now, even a skincare routine or a financial tip might come with a hidden motive. We're stuck wondering, is this actually good or just for the algorithm? In the end, it's not just the product that feels scammy, it's the performance. And when trust becomes a transaction, everything starts to feel like a bait or planned. Products used to last. Your grandparents' fridge probably ran for 25 years without complaint. Today, you're lucky if a new one lasts 10. Phones slow down mysteriously, laptops need replacing every few years, and appliances seem to give out the moment the warranty ends. That crippling feeling that products are built to fail? It's not just a hunch. It's called planned obsolescence, a term coined in the 1930s during the Great Depression, and later popularized by industrial designer Brooks Stevens in the 1954. His vision is to create desire for the next version before the current one even wears out. Basically, the product still works, but it's kind of outdated. Manufacturers cut corners with cheaper materials, glue components shut so they can't be repaired, or quietly release software updates that slow older devices down. Apple, for example, paid out hundreds of millions in settlement over Batterygate after admitting it throttled older iPhones. Officially, it was to preserve battery life. Unofficially, it nudged millions into buying newer models. And this isn't a new trick. Back in the 1920s, the Phoebus Cartel, a coalition of global light bulb manufacturers, conspired to shorten light bulb spans from over 25 hours to just 1,000. Some argue it was about standardization or efficiency, but their motive was profit. Make people buy more often while keeping competitors out. Essentially, later, it still echoes. It's not just about how long things last, but more so about the growing sense that they could last longer if companies weren't so focused on selling us the next version. people are left asking, do I actually have to replace it? Or have we just been primed to upgrade? To be fair, not all upgrades are scams. Modern devices are faster, lighter, and more energy efficient. But the line between innovation and manipulation is blurry. Many new features are barely improvements, just marketing bait to stir up FOMO. Not everything that feels like a scam is cheap and fragile. Sometimes it's absurdly expensive and it's still kind of a scam. Take Balenciaga's now infamous towel skirt, a 925 piece of terry cloth wrapped around your waist and sold as high fashion. It looked exactly like something you'd wear post-shower, except it came with buttons, a logo, and a dry clean only tag. Imagine dry cleaning your bath towel. The internet had a collective meltdown. IKEA even joined the roast by advertising its own $14 towel as a dupe. But this wasn't an isolated moment of fashion chaos. Balenciaga also launched an uber-expensive trash bag handbags and an uber-expensive pre-distressed sneakers that looked like they'd survive an apocalypse. And they admitted the trolling was intentional. Their creative director once said he loved the fashion scandal. In other words, they know it's absurd, but that's the point. It's performance art for the rich, or a marketing stunt that prints money. And they're not alone. Supreme, the streetwear brand built on scarcity and hype, once sold a literal clay brick for $30. It sold out, and resellers flipped it for hundreds. A red brick, no functionality, just a logo, and it worked. This is the luxury version of a con, not through shoddy materials, well, sometimes, but through inflated value driven by exclusivity, vanity, and manufactured FOMO. High-end brands have learned that if something is rare, unique, or ugly, and expensive enough, it becomes irresistible to a certain kind of buyer. It's the Emperor's New Clothes playbook repackaged for the Instagram age. Of course, not all luxury is deception. Some brands genuinely invest in craftsmanship and materials. But when the price tag is the main product and the joke is on the customer, it's hard not to feel like someone, somewhere, is laughing to the bank. And for the rest of us, it breeds cynicism. Whether it's a $19 strawberry that you can eat in one bite, or a towel skirt priced like rent, both leave you wondering if the price has anything to do with actual value. We're constantly navigating a consumer landscape that blends satire, status games, and subtle exploitation. It's not just about being overcharged. Rather, it's the sense that we're being played. Some scams hit your wallet, others hit your heart. Roman scams do both, and they leave a deeper scar. They're not just fibs on dating profiles. These are calculated long-con manipulations that exploit one of the most human desires, connection. And in the age of dating apps, they've exploded in scale. We've seen these headlines. A Tinder swindler, a jet-setting fraudster who posed as a diamond mogul, charmed women into love and then begged for their help. His story unraveled into a Ponzi scheme of emotion and debt, scamming millions across continents.
These three ladies were infatuated. They all believed Simon Levayev was the son of a billionaire Israeli diamond mogul. His dad was the king of diamonds.
But for every headline, there are thousands more stories, quieter, lonelier, and unreported. In 2022 alone, nearly 70,000 people reported being victims of Roman scams, with losses topping $1.3 billion. That's just what was reported. The real number is likely much higher. Median individual lost around 4,400. Some lost far more: savings, homes, and retirements. It starts the same way: a flattering message, a spark of attention, a slow build of intimacy. Scammers spend weeks or months building trust. They share fake photos, fake stories, fake crises, and fake feelings. They avoid video calls, or imagine now with deep fakes. They offer just enough warmth to keep you hooked, and then come to ask. Money for the hospital bill, a visa, an emergency, or the new favorite, I'll teach you how to invest, except it's their wallet you're funding. This isn't just happening on dating apps. In fact, 40% of reported Roman scams in 2022 started on social media. A stranger DMs you on Instagram or Facebook, seemingly interested in you, and their persona is often pretending to be a military personnel, a wealthy entrepreneur, or someone stuck overseas. From there, they move the conversation to something like WhatsApp, out of sight, off the platform, and harder to trace. And while the elderly or recently widowed are more common targets,
Wonder how these accomplished and sophisticated women could have fallen for Levayev. They say they lent him nearly $500,000 combined, which they never saw again.
He's not the son of a billionaire. He faked everything. I don't understand how someone can be so evil.
no one is immune. Young, educated, tech-savvy people fall for it too, because the scams don't just exploit naivety. They prey on loneliness, timing, and hope.
I'm going to propose to her because I do love her and she's the most important person in my life.
Have you heard from Maria?
I haven't heard from Maria at all. The last thing I said from her was that I love her and I can't wait to see her tomorrow. Maria is supposed to be getting on the plane right now, but it's been 4 days since I've heard from Maria. I think that she's not responding because she's probably getting nervous. You know, it's getting real right now. We got one more day for her to come and we finally get to meet each other. After 5 years of not seeing each other, we finally get to meet face to face. Oh, she was just on a minute ago. Maybe I could try to call her and see if she's on the plane. Maybe she's getting on the plane and she can't answer the phone. I don't know what's going on. But I hope and think that she is getting on the plane coming to me. That's what I hope. That's what I hope. So I'm pretty excited right now.
The damage is not just financial. Victims describe it like waking up inside a nightmare. The shame, disbelief, and the grief over a person who never existed. Many suffer in silence, too embarrassed to tell their family or authorities. Some spiral into depression or trauma. A few, tragically, don't survive the emotional fallout. And on a broader scale, it changes how we connect. Dating apps starts to feel like minefields. Trust becomes collateral damage. Genuine people struggle to form new bonds because everyone's scanning for red flags. Love, the very thing we're wired to seek, begins to feel suspicious. When affection turns out to be a script and intimacy turns out to be a bait, you don't just lose money, you lose trust in yourself. And that's the part that hurts the most. Finding connection becomes complicated. Tipping used to be simple. You left a few bucks as a sit-down restaurant, maybe for your hairdresser or the cab driver who got you home in one piece. Today, the tip screen flips around before you even touch your latte.
This, just a quick question. I'm not tipping. Wow. Get a load of this guy. What? You guys tip for coffee? Of course. Duh. But it's coffee. It's for the service. Service? We went up to order and then pick it up. What am I tipping for? For the employees. They barely make minimum wage. Oh, so it's more like a donation. Like charity. No, it's for the... Like, why is it my responsibility? Why can't the companies just increase the prices and pay employees a livable wage? I'm the customer. You do have a good point, right? I'm not saying never to tip. I just don't like how crazy the tipping culture in America has got. Here's my tipping rule. 0% tip if there's no service involved and if I have to go up to order and pick up my food. 15% if there's a service like at a sit-down restaurant. And 20% if there's all the above and the food is exceptional. So does that make me cheap? Yeah.
15%, 20%, 25% on a muffin you grabbed yourself. There's a no tip button too, if you can find it, buried under the social guilt and the cashier's side-eye. We joke about tipflation a lot, but it's become a shared cultural cringe. A 2023 survey found that 86% of Americans think that tipping has gotten out of control. And it's easy to see why. What was once a gesture of gratitude now feels like a pre-programmed guilt trip. And this isn't just about tipping. It's part of a broader trend. The feeification of everyday life. Booking a hotel? Expect a resort fee. Buying concert tickets? Add a convenience charge. Renting a car? Here comes the vehicle license recovery fee, whatever that means. Even your gym might charge a facility improvement fee without improving anything. Airbnb is the crown jewel of this mess. What starts as a 100-night deal quickly balloons to 180 after cleaning fees, service charges, and taxes. And then, the host leaves you a list of chores. Strip the bed, take out the trash, maybe do a load of laundry while you're at it, and vacuum. It's called drip pricing. Low upfront costs with the real price revealed at the checkout. And it works. People are emotionally invested by the time they see the total, so they hit confirm anyway, then they grumble. Business call it dynamic pricing. Consumers call it exhausting. Tip prompts started a way to support service workers during the pandemic, but companies quickly realized they could outsource the wage responsibilities to customers. Why raise wages when a touchscreen can suggest a 25% tip? It's behavioral psychology turned business model. Nobody wants to be a jerk who presses no tip while someone watches, so we pay. Even the service was just handing us bottled water. Surcharges pull the same trick. They prey on our optimism that the price we saw is the price we'll pay. But in this system, transparency is bad for business. We're not just overcharged, we're over it. This micro-deception chips away at trust. We second-guess every transaction, we squint at the receipts, we flinch at the sight of a flipped iPad, and worst of all, we start to resent the wrong people, like the barista caught in the middle, or the Airbnb host just trying to avoid a one-star review. At this point, it's not even about the extra dollar, it's the slow, subtle erosion of fairness. The realization that the customer experience now includes moral traps, hidden costs, and social pressure layered in every tap.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
Scroll long enough and you'll find him, a self-declared expert promising financial freedom, six-pack abs, or soulmate success if you just buy his 997 course. Cue the rented Lamborghini, vague success story, an urgent pitch like, spots are filling up fast. Welcome to the grift economy, where the product isn't the real estate, trading, or drop shipping. It's you, the real business model, selling the dream of success while disguising it as a mentorship. Many of these gurus didn't get rich from what they teach, they got rich from teaching it. And it's not just overpriced PDFs. This model often mutates into something more predatory, especially when it starts to look like a multi-level marketing. In these setups, the products, like the vitamins, crypto memberships, coaching templates, is a prop. The real money comes from recruiting others beneath you who also pay to join and are told to recruit more. It's a house of cards built on belief. One analysis found 99% of MLM participants lose money once expenses are factored in. Yes, worse odds than gambling in Vegas. You've probably seen it up close. A high school friend becomes a coach, pushing lifestyle brands or passive income secrets. But when you ask them what they actually do, the answer gets vague. That's because the real business is recruitment. It's less about selling a product and more about selling hope. And hope can be expensive. Then, there's a crypto remix of the scam, these so-called trading academies. These aren't about learning to trade, but more so about paying to access Discord servers where signals are shared. You pay a monthly fee, and then you're nudged to recruit others for affiliate bonuses. The profits come not from trading but memberships. It's the MLM playbook wrapped in blockchain buzzwords. Sometimes it gets darker. Some of the so-called academies evolve into full-blown Ponzi schemes. Investors are promised high returns from group-managed crypto funds. Early members see payouts funded by the money of the new members, until the whole thing collapses and the founders disappear, or worse, get caught. That's what happened with Ray Trapani, co-founder of Centratech. In 2017, his crypto startup promised debit cards that could convert crypto to dollars, swipeable anywhere Visa or MasterCard was accepted. They raised over $25 million in an ICO, initial coin offering, completely with celebrity endorsement from Floyd Mayweather and DJ Khaled. But behind the scenes, no working product, fake partnerships, and made-up executive bios. It was all an image but no infrastructure. The money wasn't going toward innovation. It was hype dressed as disruption. The company's legitimacy unraveled quickly, and Trapani and his co-founders were charged with fraud. It wasn't a one-off mistake. It was deception as a business model built to exploit belief. This scheme stepped into something real, that the system feels rigged, that traditional work is failing people, that everyone else seems to know a shortcut you don't. The fake guru doesn't just sell you a course. He sells rebellion disguised as freedom. Don't be a wage slave. Learn the secrets they don't want you to know. But behind the flash, it's just another scam, dressed up in modern aesthetics. And the damage goes deeper than the bank account. People max out credit cards, drain savings, and go into debt for the promise of finally making it. But when the breakthrough never comes, they don't just lose money, they lose self-trust. They feel stupid, ashamed, silenced. Some get so burnt they stop trusting any guidance, even the legitimate help. The whole ecosystem starts to rot from the inside out. And when every success story online looks like a sales funnel in disguise, and even self-improvement is weaponized, who do you believe?
Knowledge. In fact, I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new bookshelves that I had to get installed to hold 2,000 new books that I bought. It's like the billionaire Warren Buffett says, the more you learn, the more you earn.
Some of the most normalized scams don't come from shady strangers. They come from institutions we're taught to trust. Banks, lenders, financial institutions. And while not technically illegal, many of their practices feel like legalized exploitation. Take payday loans, short-term cash at sky-high cost, with APRs often exceeding 400%. Borrowers get trapped in endless cycles of debt. In 2022, Americans paid $2.4 billion in fees just to borrow $8.6 billion. These loans don't solve emergencies. They become one. Then there are overdraft fees. Historically, $35 a pop. One small misstep, and the bank profits. Over 2 decades, Americans paid nearly $300 billion in overdraft fees, mostly from those who couldn't afford to be overdrawn in the first place. It's not just banks. Rent-to-own stores, teaser rate credit cards, an expensive car payment with an even more expensive interest rate all run the same playbook. Lure people with friendly terms, then bury them in fine print.
All right, how much you put down? Zero down. How much was your monthly payment? $1,000. How long are you financing for? For life. That's what I'm talking about. For the forward or after. Yes, sir.
The model is clear. Profit off of people's desperation. And it works in part because of information asymmetry. People don't fully grasp APRs, compound interest, or hidden clauses.
What would my interest rate be? 5.5%. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, sweet. Also, there is an application fee, $600, split loan fee, $600, mortgage service fee, $395, loan size increase fee, $300, fixed interest rate fee, $750, security guarantor fee, $200, settlement fee of $200, production of documents fee, $150, late payment fee, $20, offset fee, $10, early repayment of fixed rate fee, $50, discharge fee, $350. What? Those are the fees. Can I compare those with another bank? I'd rather you didn't. Oh.
Especially when they're in the survival mode. These systems rely on confusion and urgency to extract compliance. People lose not only money, but trust. Shame, anxiety, and bitterness follow. Many grow disillusioned with the entire system, adopting a defense stance towards anything financial, even the tools that could actually help.
If you automate your money, it is way more likely you will save, you will invest, you will end up with way more money than you ever thought possible. And this is the decade you could completely change the trajectory of your financial growth. Even small automatic contributions starting in your 20s, I'm talking like $50 a month, can outweigh saving 5 times that amount later in life.
This is how predatory finances erode society, not with one dramatic scam, but through quiet, compounding betrayals. The kind that leaves people asking, if my bank's playing me, who isn't? We've covered the scams, schemes, and subtle swindles. But beyond the transactions and tactics, there's a deeper cost we don't talk about enough. The emotional and cultural erosion left in their wake. Trust in brands, in platforms, in people, and even in ourselves. What used to be casual purchases, simple decisions, or promising connections now feel like risk assessments. Did I read the fine print? Is this offer real? Are they who they say they claim to be? We've become default skeptics, not because we're paranoid, but because experience has taught us to be. The phrase, everything feels like a scam, may be exaggerated, but it resonates for a reason. This constant vigilance takes a toll on our mental bandwidth, our capacity for generosity, and how we connect. When even basic transactions feel like traps and kindness comes with caveats, the world becomes heavier to navigate. And this doesn't just breed caution, it breeds cynicism. We second-guess legitimate causes, real businesses, and genuine people because we've seen too many imitations. Crowdfunding scams make us hesitate before donating.
We're all
in on it. The couple who famously raised $400,000 on GoFundMe and the homeless veteran they claim to be helped. Here's Les Trent.
This is the off-ramp where Kate McClure says she ran out of gas and the homeless vet came to her rescue. Johnny Bobbitt was reportedly living under this overpass in Philadelphia.
Bobbitt supposedly gave her his last $20. The GoFundMe campaign captured America's heart. Kate McClure and her boyfriend Mark D'Amico posted video of the touching moment they told Bobbitt how much money they had raised for him.
That changes my life right there.
But it was all lies, according to prosecutors. They say Kate McClure never ran out of gas. Bobbitt never gave her $20. All three knew each other. They met at the Sugar House Casino in Philadelphia a month before launching the alleged scam. Now, all three have been arrested and charged with conspiracy and theft by deception. The alleged scam began to unravel when Bobbitt turned on McClure and D'Amico and claimed they were enjoying expensive vacations while he was getting by on handouts.
Influencer fatigue makes us doubt honest creators.
Faking everything. Her name is Mei Lee Young, and she claims to live in a penthouse, spends insane amount of money every month while flying first class, riding around, in Rolls Royces and other luxury cars, and never forgets to flex her massive design, a handbag collection in every video. But here's the thing, none of it is real. She's been stealing her rich friends' Instagram pics and passing them off as her own to fake the luxury life. Not to mention those designer bags not hers. She films in her friend's closet and uses it to stage content. And you'd think a rich influencer would have their own room when they travel. Bet? Nope. She's sharing one with her sister after flying economy, and to make things worse, there's no penthouse either.
Even real mentors get side-eyed because we've been burned by guru grifters.
Are really teaching people they are value adding. But I must say, only a small portion. The rest are just hyping up. Some may even be just steering emotions and hate. I think it's important to learn to identify who are the legit ones and who are the trash.
When exploitation becomes the norm, compassion starts to feel naive. That's the cultural tax, a low hum of distrust that colors everything. The problems are big and systemic, but not completely hopeless. There's ways we can push back as individuals, communities, and a culture. Number 1. Stay informed. Knowledge really is power. Keep your scam radar on by staying updated on fraud trends. Read fine print. Assume too good to be true offer star until proven otherwise. Legitimate businesses and lovers don't demand payments in gift cards or crypto. Verify before you trust. Community forums can be unexpectedly entertaining and eye-opening. Number 2. Lock down your digital life. Most scams begin with weak data hygiene. Use strong, unique passwords. Enable two-factor authentications. Be mindful of what you share on social. Scammers tailor their approach using your job, hobbies, or personal struggles. Ignore unsolicited DMs or calls from urgent money or private info. When in doubt, Google the message. Audit your spending. Subscriptions and hidden fees thrive on your forgetfulness. Every few months, list what you're paying for and cancel what no longer serves you. Some apps can help. Compare total cost when booking. Airbnb's cleaning fees often make a hotel the smarter choice. And remember, tipping isn't mandatory in places where it clearly shouldn't be. Don't fund corporate guilt traps. Number 4. Push for a policy that protects. Individual awareness matters, but real change needs rules. Support right to repair laws, interest rate caps, and anti-junk fees regulation. Public outcry is already forcing companies to rethink shady fees. Comment on proposals. Vote for leaders who prioritize consumer protection. These changes only happen when enough of us care loudly. Hold influencers and companies accountable. Call out scams and fake sponsorships respectfully with facts. Support creators and brands that value transparency. Honest reviews and constructive feedback can spark real change. Airbnb only started addressing its chore list and fee stacking after sustained customer backlash. Number 6. Protect loved ones. Scammers often target older or more trusting folks. Have the awkward conversations. Walk them through common red flags. Remind them to double-check before wiring money to a stranger or a grandchild in jail. You could save them from serious emotional and financial pain. 7. Rebuild trust together. The cure for scam culture is community. If you've been scammed, speak up. It's far more common than you think, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. share resources, uplift creators and companies doing things the right way. The more we normalize integrity, the less oxygen scams have. 8. Use tech tools to your advantage. Scam blocking features, browser extensions, email filters, fraud protection payment methods. Use them. If you get scammed, report it. Your story might stop the next one. Yes, we live in a time where you have to keep your guard up in many situations, but not everything is doom. There are still genuine people, worthy products, and companies striving to do right by customers. By being savvy consumers and citizens, we can collectively reduce the scamminess. Think of it like herd immunity. The more people that don't fall for the scams, the less profitable and prevalent scams become. Everything feels like a scam right now, but it doesn't have to be that way. With awareness, smarter habits, and some concerted push for fairness, we can hope to restore more trust in our culture. And maybe one day we'll look back on the 2020s the way we look at snake oil salesmen of the past, as a cautionary chapter from which we emerge a little wiser. Until then, keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and your sense of humor intact. Because honestly, sometimes laughing at the absurdity is therapeutic. In the words of the old X-Files motto,
Trust no one, Mr. Mulder.
or rather, trust but verify. Stay safe out there, folks. It's a wild world of scams, but we've got this.
Thank you for calling. Hello.
Hello, this is the Etsy Fraud Detection Department. By answering this call, you have helped us find your exact location. Authorities are on their way. Thank you for your contribution. To cancel this action, please press 1. To cancel this action, please press 1.
Press 1.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Thank you for your contribution. To cancel this action, please press 1. To speak with a live representative, please press 2. Are you still there?
Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Tay. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe for more, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next one.